A decade into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it all comes down to this: the 6 Infinity Stones. And of course, the Mad Titan Thanos, who wants all of them so he can decorate his shiny gold glove.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
We've seen the space, reality, power, mind, and time stones. But there's one problem. Where in the MCU is the Soul Stone? I'm gonna spend the next few minutes trying to figure that out. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button because we have a bunch of Infinity War videos headed your way. And if you have any requests on topics that we should cover, let us know in the comments below. Alright, let's start with a quick refresher on all of the stones and their whereabouts. The Space Stone. Loki has it after finding the Tesseract in Odin's vault at the end of Thor Ragnarok, and it sure looks like it'll be the first stone Thanos acquires after running into the Asgardians in space. The Reality Stone, you know, the Aether, or Ether, whatever you call it, aka the red stuff that the Dark Elf wanted. Luckily, Thor and the Asgardians stop him and decide to give the Reality Stone to the Collector, because they believe it would be safer in his hands and away from the stone that they already have. But can we really trust this dude?
5 to go.
The Power Stone. Speaking of the Collector, the Power Stone is the gem that actually blew up his home in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Ronan the Accuser used it to give him superhuman strength and purple beams of destruction. It can literally wipe out all life. Thankfully, Star-Lord and company got it back and left it with the Nova Corps for safekeeping. The Mind Stone controls your mind, obviously. The yellow gem was secretly stashed inside Loki's blue scepter. It was used in the Avengers to create Vision, and now it's stuck in his forehead. This is bad news for Vision. The Time Stone is housed inside the Eye of Agamotto. Doctor Strange's fashionable necklace was used to create a time loop against Dormammu. Now that brings us to the Soul Stone and why it's so important. We haven't seen it yet in the MCU, but in the comics, it's pretty self-explanatory. The Soul Stone has the power to manipulate the living and the dead, which means whomever has it can control just about anyone in the universe and also bring people back from the dead. Hello, Hela. And the rest of y'all.
There's a little pee coming out of me right now.
In the recently released Avengers Infinity War Prelude number 2, Doctor Strange and Wong had a little chat about the Infinity Stones, and we learned that the Soul Stone is the biggest threat of all the gems. So if this stone is the most important and the most dangerous, it makes sense that the MCU is delaying its debut. I know what you're thinking, we get it, it's important, but where the hell is it? Let's make some guesses. Wakanda would have been the perfect place to introduce the Soul Stone, right? Black Panther's the most recent MCU film and the precursor to what we see in Avengers Infinity War. There's even a major battle in Wakanda during Infinity War, presumably for the Soul Stone? The stone could be in that mountain of vibranium, or maybe it has something to do with the astral plane. You know, where T'Challa found his father's soul and all those of the previous kings before him. Wrong, and just in case guys, here's a little bit of a spoiler. According to director Anthony Russo, who spoke with Entertainment Weekly recently, he explained that Thanos invades Wakanda in order to get to Vision, and more importantly, the Mind Stone in his face. Just like he did with his boy Bucky, Cap likely brings Vision to the African nation since it's the safest and most equipped place in the world to protect him from Thanos and his army. So if it's not in Wakanda, where is it? If you're a real Marvel nut like me, then you've probably heard of the Thanos theory, which reveals that every Infinity Stone is hiding in an object that spells out the Mad Titan's name. Now, if we believe this theory is true, the H could refer to Heimdall, the all-seeing Asgardian led by those golden orange eyes. Hint, the Soul Stone is orange. Remember back to Avengers Age of Ultron, if you dare to. During Thor's vision, he comes across a blind Heimdall. Perhaps Thanos has to literally blind the Asgardian in order to get to the final stone. But if this were true, wouldn't we have more clues in Thor Ragnarok? And haven't the Asgardians had enough connections with other stones? That brings us to Thanos Theory 2.0. If the H doesn't stand for Heimdall, it might stand for him. Him, of course, is the original name for the perfect man created in space, Adam Warlock. Adam was teased during the post-credit scene from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
It's a new type of birthing pod, man?
That, my child, is the next step in our evolution. More powerful, more beautiful, more capable of destroying the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think I shall call him Adam.
If the MCU pulls inspiration from the comics, Adam makes perfect sense because he possessed the Soul Stone in the comics. He was given the gem by the High Evolutionary, which is a whole nother subject, and held onto it for many years. At one point in the comics, Adam wields the Infinity Gauntlet with all those shiny stones to defeat Thanos. Furthermore, Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn said that Warlock will not show up in Infinity War, but he will have a future in the MCU. And if Adam played a significant role, wouldn't he be introduced with more prestige as opposed to just tacking him on to a post-credits scene? And yet one more version of the Thanos theory, let's call this Thanos Theory 3.0. The H stands for heart, as in heart-shaped herb. Wishful thinking, guys, it sounds good, but it's wrong, because as I already mentioned, not only did the Russo brothers squash any rumors of the Soul Stone appearing in Wakanda, but Black Panther director Ryan Coogler also stated that the gem wasn't ever a part of the plan for his film. One thing we do know is probably, most likely, the Soul Stone is orange. And you know what else is orange? This planet. This mysterious opening shot from the Infinity War trailer looks like the same place where we see Thanos arrive through a big blue portal, shouts to the Space Stone, as well as the ensuing battle with the Avengers. You know, the one where Tony Stark and Spider-Man get their asses handed to them. Could this be the fight for the final Infinity Stone? And an even crazier idea, listen to this very carefully, is that Thanos gets control of the Soul Stone, and this entire throwdown takes place in Soul World. Let me make sense of all this Soul Stone and Soul World talk. In the books, the stone also yearns for souls, and it can pull those tempted by its powers into another dimension. Basically, souls get imprisoned in this world, another reality, which also happens to be orange. So it's possible that Thanos gains control of the Soul Stone and pulls Iron Man and these troubled Avengers into it, and then just tortures the hell out of them. I don't know how you guys feel, but this sounds amazing. Now, this video wouldn't be complete without some insane internet theory based on some promo art. Space, soul, power, time, reality, mind, the Infinity Stones, all 6, and what the f*** Tony Stark is with the Soul Stone. How the hell is this possible? Has it literally been staring at us this entire time? Well, at least 7 films of the MCU? You'd think that we would have heard about this before. Now, some internet rumors suggest that Tony's father Howard is the key to this equation, specifically a line he said in Iron Man 2.
What is and always will be my greatest creation is you.
A loving father-son moment, but if we take Howard's words literally, did he create the Soul Stone inside his son Tony?
No.
Maybe all of this is just a total waste of my time, and Infinity War will end with Thanos in possession of every stone except for the Soul Stone, which means we could see the Soul Stone introduced in either Ant-Man and the Wasp or in Captain Marvel. Sorry, Ant-Man, I am obviously picking the latter, which would be a pretty significant way to signal Carol Danvers' arrival into the MCU and the perfect way to set up Avengers 4. Guys, look, I have no idea where the Soul Stone is or when we're gonna see it. All I know is that...
Found it. Boom.
Oh, see? That's what it looks like. Guys, let me know where you think the Soul Stone is and when we're gonna see it. This is obviously just plastic, so yeah, it's still out there.